Generations want to convey anything to younger people, they have to begin by admitting what they did wrong, what their flaws are. Lack of ambition. That's more uniquely a young person problem. It is a real problem too. On the other side, you have boomers who I think in life have tended to be, you might say, too ambitious, or ambitious in the wrong way, valuing money above all else, being very materialistic at the expense of their families and their marriages, which is why the boomer generation has been a disaster on the marital institution. Divorce was epidemic in the 80s and 90s, and a lot of that was because our parents' generation had decided that professional success was the only thing that mattered. So they were ambitious at the office, at work, about making more money. They were not necessarily ambitious about being good spouses and good parents. My point here is simply that there are flaws in every generation. And if older generations want to convey anything to younger people, they have to begin by admitting what they did wrong, what their flaws are. And this is one of the reasons why millennials have closed themselves off and are not interested in hearing the criticisms of baby boomers, because we can look at the baby boomer generation and say, wow, what a disaster this has been in so many ways. Let's talk about why that might be the case. What has gone wrong that has potentially created multiple generations now of people who do not seem very knowledgeable and do not seem very ambitious? Well, if we're going to try to figure out why, and I don't mean to beat up on one of my favorite punching bags here, but I'm sorry, we do have to look at the education system. If you're talking, especially if you're talking about a young person who's 25 years old, well, this is someone who has been who just recently emerged from the education system and has been in that system his entire life. And if there's something wrong with him, and especially if there's something wrong with an entire generation of people around that age, it makes sense to look at the system that they spent their formative years in. It must be said that the education system is simply not set up to develop skills. A kid will have a tiny bit of knowledge on many subjects. He will not be competent in any of them. He will have no area of expertise or specialty or special interest. And then he will go to college as a kind of blank slate, which is how it's designed. That's what the colleges want. And he'll have no idea what he's good at, no idea what he cares about, no real idea what his interests are. And he'll decide sort of randomly then what his major is going to be. And at the end of 4 years, 5 years of college, he'll be 22, 23, 24 years old with still a very shallow but broad base of knowledge, no expertise, no skills, no special interest. For the education system to really function properly and to really create knowledgeable, intelligent, competent people, the education system needs to be rebuilt from the ground up. I think it's just completely wrong in how it goes about almost everything. Almost everything I know now